The Conservative Political Action Conference, known as CPAC, has moved to Sydney this weekend. Speakers and current and former elected officials from Australia, UK and the US are meeting to discuss strategies in often fiery debates. Police were on duty as activists protested outside.
Up to 100 protesters make a rush for the entrance.
As you can see, the protesters have been making attempts to try to get into the International Convention Centre, and quick-thinking police have managed to stop them every time.
They also clashed with attendees. There are 35 speakers at the conference over the 2 days, but there's one particular speaker from the UK who was targeted.
Nigel Farage, who's flown all the way from the UK to tell us about how he whipped up a vicious campaign against migrants in the UK.
Inside, the former Brexit Party leader had this response to the protesters.
They have a higher moral purpose than Conservatives, and effectively they want them closed down, shut down and cancelled. And that's why we see protests as we're going to today.
There were no arrests. 880 people per day are listening to speeches from Liberal and One Nation senators, broadcaster Alan Jones and former United States Attorney General to the Trump administration, Matthew Whitaker, who spoke about the Republican Party in the US.
Our party, more and more, like I said, has transitioned to this representing the American worker and the American people, the grassroots individuals that, you know, and our representatives are looking more and more like that. And that's a good thing.
Former Prime Minister Tony Abbott used his speech to criticise the COVID lockdowns.
It's hard to practice freedom and enterprise locked up in your house and with your business closed on account of a virus. And with our country 200 years on from being a penal settlement, once more turned into prison island.
Northern Territory Senator Jacinta Price targeted cancel culture.
Our society breeds narcissism, where victimhood coupled with a sense of entitlement is taught to our children from kindy.
She also had plenty to say about Foreign Minister Penny Wong.
No better way for me to announce to this woke, sycophantic, spineless Labor government that their statements were fashioned from fantasies and lies.
Nigel Farage spoke about the royal family following Her Majesty the Queen's death and the push for Australia to become a republic.
It's not for me to tell you what to do. If you wish to replace the magic of a constitutional monarch with a dreary republic headed up in Puritan style by a clapped-out Australian politician.
There are 3 times the number of people at this year's CPAC compared with the last time Sydney hosted the conference in 2019, which also included a small turnout from protesters. Kenny Heatley, Sky News, Sydney.